It's drafting under the influence to
Never gets old.
What's up? Week 4, DUI. Me, Padiva, Commissioner Sanchez, Team J-Lo, and yes, your low scorer of the week, gun whimpering Diego Romero. What's
Guns
up, everybody? How we
whimpering.
doing today?
I like this. I like this a lot.
I went with a little actual intro for everybody. I put a
love
little
it.
production value on that one right there. What's
See,
up,
that's the
motherfuckers?
difference. With a big difference
you
from this week and last week.
Fucking A, man.
Right off
This
the
could
bat.
not, honestly, this could not have come at a better time. The thread is on fire. The vibes
Yeah.
are fucking terrible. And I just think that this is good timing. We lost a member on both threads today. Danny bounced because I don't know, but there's been a lot of discussion about beer chugs and what rules are implemented and what's not. Commissioner, you're the commissioner. You fucking take it away, dude. As we stand right here at 4:05
Sure.
on Tuesday, October 3rd.
I mean, there's a lot to unpack here. I'll start by saying that making rule changes mid-season has never been our thing. We didn't do it last year. We're not doing it this year. So, I just want to provide clarity there that nobody said we have to chug. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do these chugs. You're just a bitch if you don't. That's really it.
But you're also just a bitch to certain people. It's not like you're a bitch to yourself.
Yeah.
It's when you start believing that you are indeed a bitch that you should start really thinking about it.
And that's exactly right. I don't mean like you are a bitch. I'm saying that's what you're gonna hear. You're gonna get carrilla. That's what's gonna happen. And
Wait,
so
did Danny actually leave? I'm sorry. I'm playing catch up too. Did he
Yeah.
actually leave, or he just said a rato and there wasn't anything that said Danny has left the
There's
chat? or
13 members on the WhatsApp.
Yeah.
And
So
then-
I sent him a private message and he said, quote unquote, one too many Romeros. So that was a response. Because I think it was Tawa that said that.
It was Oscar.
Oscar has said that in the
That's
past.
Oscar's
yes.
recurring
It's the bump.
thing.
Yeah, he bumped.
Yeah.
And I think somebody said, "Are you going
on
to
Instagram,
leave?"
he left.
or something like that. Are you going to leave if we pass the vote? And he's like, or something like that. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll make it easy for you." And then that's the last thing he ever said.
I'll make it easy.
But
but this is on the Instagram chat. This is not on the WhatsApp.
No,
Yeah,
both.
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 So on WhatsApp, Diego said you don't get notifications anymore. It doesn't say Diego left the group like he did that one time.
Right.
It just said-
Okay.
Yeah, but on Instagram it does. So on Instagram he bounced on and
Because
WhatsApp.
he told me,
it's-
hey, did you leave the Instagram? He said, and WhatsApp too. And I'm like, so I checked, and that's when it said 13 participants.
So I hit up Danny as well. I sent him a private message. I am legitimately concerned for him because I've noticed just him being a little, a little sensitive. Let's just put it that way. So I did send him a message like, I just want to make sure you're okay, man. Let's talk. Like I think, I always encourage dialogue. Obviously, in a group chat setting, it's it's chaos. But to my defense, like that's what Danny wants. That's Danny's MO. He left his player in there on purpose last week too. He purposely put his player out there with 0 points, knowing he wasn't going to play because he wanted chaos. He wanted to see what was going to happen. So
Is that
he
it?
started this whole shebang. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He absolutely did.
No energy.
So I just
Isn't that guy on Diego's team now?
Yeah, he doesn't even have him anymore.
Full circle.
No,
Aaron
that is
Jones.
Diego's problem. So I mean, I do want to emphasize like the importance. Besides like all this extra jargon that we have fantasy bylaws. We have actual chugging contracts that are in the rule book, official. The 30-point chug is
I
not
called
one of them.
I called it the DUI chug constitution, Samson. I made a
Perfect.
graphic.
We have a constitution, and in that constitution, we have a list of rules that you do have to abide by. We have chugs that you must comply with as a member. And I've shared these with the team, and whether you guys have seen it or not, if this is the first time looking at it, that's okay. But as a member of this fantasy league, you must abide by these rules. Like there's no arguing about.
There's only 3.
These are the 3 rules that you must follow as a member. Anything that we add on top of that is just for fun. It's just for us to add some more flavor to the league. And if you don't want to do it, that's fine. Listen, there's times that people are taking a sabbatical away from beer and alcohol, and they don't want to drink. That's totally fair. Communication is key. But one thing that is also, like, to me,
I did that one time, by the way. I just never had to chug in those 2 weeks that I went cold turkey. I was like, if I have to say it, I'll say it.
You're
But if
ninja
I
sober.
don't, I'm not. And I didn't. I was like, fuck yeah. And it was during football
Nice.
season too. It was
yeah,
great.
see, that's awesome. But to me, like the most important part of this thing is sportsmanship and fair play with the league. Doing what he did, which is leaving this player in his lineup on purpose with 0 points, is like, that's damaging the integrity of the league. And so to me, that's what makes the league a joke. When you do that kind of shit and you disrespect the integrity of the sport, because we do take fantasy as serious as we can when it comes down to, playing and drafting and doing the thing. We take it very seriously. This is the most competitive league I have personally. And
I was nervous yesterday, not as nervous yesterday when fucking Seahawks wouldn't stop sacking Daniel Jones. I'll say it like this. I literally haven't been that nervous since my wedding. And that's not a joke. Like my wedding, I was nervous, but like that shit was fucking killing me yesterday. Killing me.
Exactly. Because the repercussions are big. We have massive repercussions for the last place person. So if there's anybody that is not a stranger to that, it's Danny. And I can see where he might be coming from. He might feel, very, I don't know, but 2 years in a row, maybe AJ can speak to that, but I'm sure it fucks with you mentally, because it's bad. That we have some pretty shitty punishments that I'm not completely in favor of, to be honest with you, but it is what the league has voted in. It's part of our fantasy bylaws, and it's what we have to abide by.
I agree. Hold on. I'm just trying to make sense of it. I swear to God, I'm just playing catch up. So Danny left an intentional player in his starting roster knowing that he wasn't going to play. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. When was this again?
Week 2.
Okay. Now he hasn't ponied up the chug for week 2. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, but see, that's not the problem. That's why people are calling him out for not chugging. But there's no problem. You don't chug, no issue, because it's not part of the rules, the official rules that we've set. So we're all trying to have fun. We're all adding chugs because we feel that it is fair to say, if I play a guy and he's 0 points, I'm gonna chug a beer, because it's a bonehead mistake and that sucks. And it's fun to send a chug to the guys. But if you don't want to do it, the stance has always been that, including last season. Last season, we had the same issue, and it was Danny that was up in arms about the same issue with 30 points. And so it's probably resurfacing, all those feelings from last year as well, when he was up in arms about it. But it's always been honorary. You do it if you want. And if you don't, you're going to get carrilla, and that's it.
You know what
and
it
we
is?
Move on.
You know what it is? It's if we're all at a bar together and somebody just starts yelling, chug, 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 and then everybody chimes in, chug, chug, chug. You have a real decision to make. There's nothing that says that you need to chug that beer. However, all eyes are on you, and you need to make a decision. If you really don't want to chug that beer, then you don't. But for the most part, depending on the circumstance, obviously, let's say you did something cool or whatever, you're going to chug that beer. And if you get all butthurt at the end of gulping down that last ounce, it is kind of on you. I mean, look, honestly, Kamish, have you reverse engineered this? And is there? It's 100% that he did it. He did it on purpose.
Yes.
Okay. There's no other way in hell that he could have just. I don't know. Is he playing chess and we're just playing checkers or?
No.
I
The
mean,
guy-
on his bench, the only option that he had, because he played 3 wide receivers, so he puts Michael Thomas in a flex. Jeff Wilson was on the IR at the time, he was on the IR. So instead of dropping either Cortland Sutton or whoever, he didn't pick up another running back, so he left Aaron Jones in.
Yeah.
So he only had 3
had a
running
full
backs on his team.
He has a full roster and he has a full bench. And is there a world where he just says, fuck it, I'm not going to play Aaron Jones right now because I don't want to drop anybody?
That's exactly what his position was. I'm sure. Like he said, I don't want to drop anybody. I'm just gonna stick this guy in. And but that doesn't. The motive doesn't matter. You left a guy on purpose that was injured, not scheduled to play in your lineup. Like,
but for the sake of this argument that happened today, because to go to week 2 is like whatever. Like it happened, nothing happened, no one chugged. But it does go with the point being that the 30-point thing did get voted off in the offseason, and it got voted no. So that happened. So to bring up the 30-point rule now is like we voted on it, got voted out.
Yeah.
The 0-point thing, I blame myself. I saw it on TikTok. I brought it up. I thought it was cool. But to be fair to Danny and Diego and whoever else doesn't want to do it, if you're it was never voted on. It was more suggested the way that like 3 years ago when the Lions were dog shit, and if your team lost to the Lions, you had to chug. It's the same shit. It's all carilla as opposed to mandated. And that's, I think, where there was like confusion and that led to all this other fucking shit. Like
There's
Alex
no
wants to see more chugs. I want to see more chugs. Shit, I just chugged on Sunday because everybody kept bitching, and I was like, you know what? Let me break up this shitty vibe, and we send a chug, and then of course it starts fucking like more bitching. So to set the fucking standard, there's 3 rules. There's 3 chug rules, and that's it. And we all know it. If you're the low scorer of the week, you chug. That's it. And if you tie, you fucking both of you idiots chug. If your favorite team loses to another owner's favorite team, you chug. And if your team scores 0 points in a tie or a loss, you chug. Those are the 3 rules, and that's it. For the record, those are the 3 rules.
I don't think there's confusion. I think it's just everybody knows that. And some people are just getting tired of getting bitched at or made fun of. And that's a sensitivity issue. That is, regardless of what rules are set in place, they're upset and they are, like Samson said, maybe emotions are running high. Look, I don't know what Danny's going through in his life. We've all been there, bro. There's certain days that I just don't want to hear it. I get it. But it might be that it's that. And I don't mean to speak for Danny. So when he hears this, I don't mean to speak on his behalf. I'm just saying, like, the rules I think were pretty clear, and everybody reminded everybody that it's an honorary thing. That is pretty cut and dry. That means it's not mandated. We all know that. We all know what that means. It's just, can you live above the influence or whatever the fuck, that shit that they used to tell you about weed.
Just say no.
Just say no.
Well, how about this? To keep this shit going forward, there is a mandated chug, and that's why Diego's here. So let's just get to it. Hi, Diego. Guns blazing. You got like a double.
Off
You
that
got
I fucked up with that trade with Aaron Jones.
Multiple trades.
Aaron
got,
Jones with 2 points where Stephon Diggs scored 3?
30,
Stephon Diggs
120
scored
yards, 3
33
tutties.
points.
On the week that I traded him. Unbelievable.
On the week that you got Tank Dell too, right?
And
And
he
you
got 1 point.
defended your
So
decision.
2.4 points for Tank Dell and 1.90 points for Aaron Jones. Thus, the double whammy of shitty trade and low score, and Sleeper also put a stamp of worst manager on the week recap because you left 20 some plus points on the bench as well. So
What is that?
fucking A trifecta of shit for you this week, dude.
It's hard.
So,
All right, guys. I'm gonna get it
do what you
over
came here. Do what you came here for.
Put the spotlight
Proud of
on him,
you,
Patty.
with. All right, guys. Here we go.
Oh, wrong guy. Hold on. Wrong guy.
Chug.
No says
Proud of
bitch.
you, Diego.
Oh, that's great.
Cheers, guys.
Está fría? It looks
Salud.
warm.
La neta, güey, ni sé, güey. Okay.
How do you not know? You're just holding the.
You don't feel it.
Ah,
Oh,
quick-
no.
Oh, it's cold. It's cold.
It's cold.
It's a quick break.
Oh,
Ah.
Diego.
yes. Yes.
Thank
All
you,
right.
sir.
Thoughts, emotions, feelings. Week 4, you're the low score. You're 2-2 on the season, so you're not in the beer bitch watch this week. Are you still confident in your trade going forward? Because it's 1 week, obviously, but like, are you still confident in it going forward?
Not as much as I thought, but I'll be honest with you. Hopefully, on week 6, I'm playing Danny, and both of us we have the most buys. So that gives me at least after that week. If I can beat him that week, I think I'll be confident. But other than that, just seeing the way Stephon Diggs still plays like his younger self, fuck, that shit broke my heart. Way the week that I hated him.
The Dolphins have a shit
All of
defense.
a sudden, way. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, week 6
Well,
might
we'll
come
see.
easy if Danny decides he's not playing anymore.
just like we'll see how it goes. I mean, Aaron Jones just got 5 carries last game, and I mean,
He's the guy.
I just
I mean-
gotta fight for that. And that we all fight for beer, not to avoid beer bitch. That's the whole point. And then once we get to playoffs, well, yeah. But
Yeah.
this point-
What's Samson? What's the magic number? Is it 4 or 5 wins?
I think it's 5.
It's 5. 4 has been it in the past, but I
4
don't
has been it
think-
in the past.
yeah,
Yeah.
4 has gotten you out of it. But 5 is really
Right.
the magic number.
Yeah,
5 is the next number.
But this week, I mean, this season, things are close. It's a tight race. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if you need 6,
5.
or 6.
I don't feel safe until I'm not the beer bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
officially.
five is good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the goal, bro.
6, you get to 6, you're good.
And it's
No,
also
no,
year 2.
Even
What's that?
mathematically, when I know that your little projections, even when it's 100%, you're not going to be the beer bitch. I'm still nervous.
Dude, I was at 99% yesterday, all fucking game, and I was like, "Dude, I don't feel 99% right now."
Bro, that was wild. That was
By the way,
wild.
there was no close matchups going into that game. You were winning by a mile. Everybody
And
was like,
yeah.
was, every game was lopsided, and
Yeah.
then your game just turns into a nail biter.
Yeah, tough break for Oscar. I mean, he got to that point where he got a little chubby, but it didn't
Yeah.
pan out for him at the end. That was wild.
It was so
Two
close. It could have
Two
happened.
of the I want to say 2 of the 4 weeks, it came down like to the last fucking play. Week 1 against Danny, I had that punt return touchdown by the Jets, and that's the only reason I won. I won by 2 points. And now this one, because they benched fucking Kenneth Walker and because the Giants stopped passing the ball at the end, because there was going to be a sack if they decided to drop back with fucking, what's his name? Tyrod Taylor. So it's been a nail biter. Fucking nail biters, dude.
Yep. Well, listen, dude. Congrats, Patty.
Thank you.
Those are the
Appreciate
wins
that.
that count, man. Those that you win by a point or two, and then you're looking at your playoff scenario or missing playoffs. Those are the little wins that make a big difference when you're trying to get out of your bitch or
My own horn.
trying
I'm
to make the playoffs.
the most points scored against me this season so far. A lot of that was because Jeff threw 200 against me, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
I didn't have
becomes
I
usually
didn't have
average.
a phenomenal week, but listen, dude. I think that Debo Samuel really fucking gave Oscar like a really shitty position, but he was met by your George Kittle. And so, all things like those almost canceled out. And then you guys were just off to the races and fucking Seahawks, bro. Fucking
Yep.
Well, those
almost 34
30
points.
point
That was
games
wild.
too.
Yeah.
30-point
And
games
he
evened it out.
he was
too.
texting. We were texting on the side. He was more pissed off about not the Debo thing, and I didn't even bring up Kittle either. It was that he didn't play Stroud over Goff. I guess he was thinking about it, and Stroud had a
Yeah.
big game, and Goff did not. So, yeah, that's my matchup. But what is that difference? Anyway, 1.4, something like that. That's a pretty narrow fucking victory.
It's a
Dude, it
very
was
narrow
super
margin.
narrow. It was super
Yeah.
narrow. Yep. It was
Yeah.
awesome. It was awesome.
So
pick.
thanks, Diego, for making me
Fumble.
almost shit myself yesterday with that fucking trade, dude. 'Cause if it wasn't for that trade, it would have been a blowout.
Right. At least I'm glad he lost. And Tabo lost, so he has Mahomes. So all these trades that I've been doing have caused losses, no?
Thanks. We all owe you thanks for that.
The
Diego.
fucking Joker.
doing
You're
what
the
you're doing.
Joker in this
Yeah, I
goddamn
know, right?
movie.
If it's
Oh,
not
dude.
Danny causing chaos,
Speaking
it's Diego.
Speaking of 0 points, was that part did Diego kick it off because of Jordan Addison? Is that where it all started?
No, well, that's
Yeah,
how
well-
it started this week. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what kicked off the discussion this week.
But
Got
then Danny made a comment about like don't listen to them
Yeah,
because of week 2.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
Danny
Chad
said,
just sent the chug.
I need company,
Yeah.
and Diego obliged.
right.
And then Chad, I don't. I may have. Did you say
Chad,
one?
Chad 0, dude. Chad had a lackluster fucking week, except for Christian McCaffrey putting up 45 points, dude. I mean,
Yeah. Well, that's dude. 4 touchdowns, 177 yards. Like, goddamn, that's crazy.
Exactly. So I would have would I would have won if I would have kept Diggs?
No, you lost
No.
by a lot, dude. You lost.
no,
by a
you
lot.
wouldn't win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
Dude.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying that Chad.
Chad would have beat you with Purdy and McCaffrey by themselves.
then he had Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen. Why don't we go through the games, Commish, and then
So those two out the way. Los Eyebrows, he's 3-1 now, 122.6 over Diego, 68. I beat Oscar. I'm now 3-1. Oscar's 2-2. Next on my scoreboard, I got fucking Victor, who's 4-0.
Jesus.
4-0, the only guy that's 4-0, top scorer of the week, 142.44. Took down Team Ortiz, who's one of the 1-3 guys. What do you guys see there?
I see danger.
I see.
I'm in danger.
I mean,
Yep.
his number one wide receiver is DJ Chark. I mean, come on.
Yep.
I
Well,
mean,
Chris Godwin might be better than that, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Oh, I didn't even see he has him on a flex.
But yeah, Sky Moore, nobody on Kansas City wide receiver core is good. Nobody. The only one worth value there is fucking Kelsey, Mahomes, and Pacheco. But yeah, I mean, you're looking at Sky Moore, DJ Chark, that's terrible. But Swift and Sanders, that's not bad. And Mahomes, that's not bad.
well, Sanders is dealing with an injury, and
Yes.
I coming into this week, there's a reason why I picked up Chuba. I thought that I was going to hold him as trade bait just in case Sanders was going to be out, and he's playing through a groin injury, and quite honestly, that's something that you can re-aggravate. So I didn't think Sanders was going to give him a good game, anyways. I didn't see him coming in, and honestly, he didn't have any other better options at running back anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference. He played the best card he had. But that was that. A Sky Moore, like you said. But honestly, dude, Mahomes just had a really shitty game.
He
Yeah.
did.
Yep. And on the other side, the Dallas Rodriguez is Cowboys defense again. Cowboys defense again just fucking dominated, 25 points. Nico Collins with a massive game. CJ Stroud looks to be like pretty good. I'm surprised so far.
Yeah.
Samson, what do you see there from your brother-in-law? Or is he your brother-in-law? They're not married, I guess.
I mean, not.
Yeah.
I guess not.
Ish.
I mean,
By
by
law?
blood,
Yeah.
by
Common
we're
brother-in-law?
now bonded forever
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
baby Dom. So
Yeah, that's true.
absolutely.
Yeah, brother.
So I mean, I'm seeing good things. He's at the top of the league right now. He's not the highest scorer, but he's scoring up there and he's getting it done. So he doesn't
That
even have a
McLaurin
full roster
touchdown.
at the time.
Yeah, this
That
is his
McLaurin
year.
touchdown.
This is his
This
year.
is his year.
This-
Well,
this
we
is-
haven't elevated from the circle yet to right now it's delusion. They
Well,
haven't
he's still in
come
the
to
delusion
reality yet.
phase. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Last
he
week
Nico
I thought-
Collins is
Two
looking pretty
more
good,
weeks.
man. I think that's and him and Devontae Adams. See, like you just need one guy to go off, and he can win you a matchup. If you have two guys going off, like you're winning 9 times out of 10. So he has like two guys with potential to go off like any week. I think there's a little concern over his running back situation. That might come into fruition. Who knows? Breece Hall we've seen what he can do. So can he turn it around? I think he definitely has a potential to. So, but that would be my only concern with this team is his RBs.
Well, that's not the only concern. The other concern is that he's going to definitely lose in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever. Whenever
When
the Cowboys have their
week.
bye,
Mm-hmm.
unless he has a monumental, just kind of crazy production from everybody. He has 2 empty bench spots and nobody.
He does. And 2 of his benches are Cowboys.
So,
Yeah,
that's
that's
listen,
awesome.
dude, that's a strategy, right? Like 0 RB or RB hero. He's going
Mhm.
Cowboys hero, and he's willing to sacrifice a week, knowing that, or at least being confident that his boys are out there. Them boys are out there to play. But I don't know, man. That might come back to fucking haunt you in the ass.
That's a
Talking
nice
about
matchup.
Victor, I'm
Danny.
matching Victor next week. So
Victor is the only 4-0 team remaining. He's looking like he's not going to be the beer bitch so far. Like that you probably feel a little confident if you're Victor. He's probably eyeing playoffs now. That's probably the mentality there. For me, the next matchup, I got El Profe 127 to Saka Ride 81 points. Saka Ride, one of the 1-3 teams as well. But the same thing with Victor. Is it the same thing with Davo? He's got 2 Eagles, 3 Eagles on his team, but they're all performing. I mean, David, what is his name? What does he go by? Achan now, not
A-Chain.
A-Chain.
He wanted to be called Achan. So
David,
he has
yeah.
He has another monster game. Isaiah Pacheco, big game from him. Tyreek Hill didn't do much. Devontae did okay. Whoever the hell Ferguson is had a pretty good game.
Yeah.
So, pretty good game for Davo and Dante, who is probably going to get Cooper back. And the question for me with Dante, I don't know about you guys, do you play both Puka and Cooper Kupp at the same time?
You probably do.
When your option is Amari Cooper, your other option is Amari Cooper. Yeah, and Deontay Johnson.
I mean,
You
last
play
year
them both.
Higgins and Jamar.
And by the way, there's no guarantee that he's coming back in week 5. I mean, he's back on the practice squad. I mean, he practiced, but there are 2 things. One, you're not sure if he's actually going to be back, and 2, if he is back, you don't know how much they're going to play him right now. I mean, he is the golden child, and if Puka was shit in the bed, then maybe, but he's not. And I have him riding in my flex this week, but Tutu Atwell, you say what you want, he's not going to be a league winner by no stretch. But if you have those 2 viable options out there, you might want to ease Cooper Kupp back into it, and why would you give him all of the targets?
Yeah, good point. He's designated to return from IR, and that doesn't mean he's going to play. He could go back to IR if they test out his knee or whatever situation. And
he also lost
go back.
Javonte Williams, who my sources tell me weeks. So that could be something to watch because his backups are Roshan Johnson, Tajay Spears, and Kendry Miller, all backups themselves. So
Sleeper says he's not expected to miss much time. That was 2 days ago, but I trust your sources because you got a doctor in your sources.
they just said that with it's a hip injury, hip flexor, and groin or something like that, like you can't really not expect to miss much time means not IR. Weeks could be 2
games. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And right now, Dante can't afford to.
Ouch.
You really can't afford to lose too much and fall too far behind. And Javonte wasn't even performing that well anyways.
Yeah.
So now you got to roll with Roshan,
Yes.
Taji, who, by the way, Tajay Spears is out snapping Derrick Henry. It's the most under talked about story, but the Titans are very much preparing for not to life without Derrick Henry because they're not going to pay him. He's 30 years old. He's a free agent. So they're like, Tajay Spears is out snapping. He's not outperforming, but he's out snapping Derrick Henry.
And that's a big sign. You want who's getting the snaps in fantasy. Who's getting the snaps? Who's going to get the work?
The touchdowns?
Usage is important too because he only
right
got
now
5
nobody
carries.
Is
but
Derrick
it's a
Henry
tell.
getting
It's
touchdowns?
a tell of what they're trying to do on that offense.
True. True.
All right, let's talk about J-Lo.
Let's do it.
Talk about it, fool. lowest points on the board all season. Where am I? All right.
You lost to Sunday Scaries. Adan, he's probably so confused with what's happening to him this year. I don't think he's won 3 games ever in DUI. He's already
Yeah.
3-1. Jeff, you're also 3-1. You're still, I believe you're still the top scorer of the league, though. I know you're not undefeated. Where did it go wrong? What happened? Kirky didn't get the garbage time, and you still lost.
On the last episode. I think I'm on record saying that I was worried about Adan this week. I was concerned about his team. He has a good team, and quite honestly, it's not so much that he showed up because I think he was going to show up. I wasn't. There was no doubt there. It's just that my running back situation really shit the bed. And I was going to mention this when we were talking about Thabo. So he's got Achane, I've got Mostert, we got Jeff Wilson coming back, and McDaniels has already. I mean, the coach has already come out and say that they want to run a committee out there. So not only does it get me nervous, it should get Thabo nervous. And quite honestly, it's something that I have to think about for the remainder of the season. Zach Moss,
yeah.
I really only have one more week with him. And so I got to start making, adjustments there. So I'm in trouble, but really the thing that lost me my week besides those 2 running backs was Chris Olave. Chris Olave really put up a poor performance.
And what's your bet?
Well, he
Do
doesn't
you have an
have
Olave?
He doesn't have a bet. He has Oscar and Diego have an Olave bet.
We have a
and
bet that
Oscar's
Olave
going to lose that one.
JSN.
I'm not too worried about Olave. It's gonna be he's gonna be fine. I don't think
You
he's
should
gonna
be a little worried about T. Higgins because he went down with an injury. He may not miss any time, but not.
Well,
good
that's
to
what he's saying. He's saying that
get-
he wants
get
to be
hurt.
out there. He's saying that he wants to
he got
play
a
and that
rib
he's not going
injury.
to he's not going to miss too much time. You give him one of those vests, and if that's the way he feels, maybe he's really feeling that. I don't give a fuck if he's healthy or not. I'm worried about your quarterback, dude. I just there's no stock in T. Higgins if Burrow's playing
True.
fucking Burroken, whatever. So I don't like it. Adam put up a good game, dude. What can I say? I mean, there's nothing else to say. James,
I would be a little concerned about Mostert. I think that his age and the fact that they spent a draft pick on Achane, and Achane, when he does get the ball, he's fucking good. So I would be a little concerned about Mostert. Other than that, I still think you have a good team. I really do. I mean, Olave, I don't know, man. Olave might have like T. Higgins too. Like, you guys trust Derek Carr and fucking Jameis Winston?
Well, I mean, I think it's going to be obvious going into this next game that Derek Carr shouldn't have been out there. I mean, if you look at his gameplay, look at what Kamara did, dude. How many receptions? And for all they were doing was the screen pass. Derek Carr was it was part of the gameplay. It was part of the offensive strategy to just do short shots down the middle. He wasn't going for those deep throws where Michael Thomas and Olave live. So, I mean, you got to make a decision, dude. You got to say, all right, let's put Jameis Winston back in there who can chuck the ball down there. One of the best secondary quarterbacks in the league. That's what I'm hoping for, at least, because the Derek Carr that played against Tampa, that's not going to be a season winner. He looked like shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. If he plays again next week, I'm worried.
On the other side, are you guys? I mean, I said, does Derrick Henry even score touchdowns? He just had a big game. Didn't realize that Adan had him. So, I mean, Kyren Williams, fucking out of nowhere, all of a sudden RB1 on every league, and he still put up 120 points with Kirk Cousins getting him 8, and T.J. Hawkinson getting him 4. So, Adan's team might be. I said it week 1. I think Adan's team is pretty good.
Yeah, I like his team.
Diego, do you like his team with Kirk Cousins as the quarterback?
Yeah, he's fuck that.
Don't forget he's got Saquon Barkley in his bench because he's hurt.
True. So
He doesn't need
there
him.
you go. So it sounds like some running back needy teams might be messaging Los Sunday Scaries.
Tried a couple weeks ago. Got blown out.
Before we
Got
get
blown away.
to the commissioners matchup, which is the final one of the week, let's get to the new team in town. Ruthless Toothless takes out Fired Up 115-92. Both are now 1-3. AJ out of nowhere, 115 points.
Wow. Yeah.
Shout out Mark Andrews and Lamar Jackson and the Vikings defense that he picked up on Sunday morning and dropped Tuesday already this morning.
Wow.
What do you guys think?
He did. He dropped them.
He played 2 tight ends and got
I
over
forgot
30
about
points.
the rule. If AJ and Danny tie up as the worst record, does AJ have the advantage for beating Danny this past week?
No,
It's
we
points.
voted against head-to-head
Is that
matchups
the lowest?
because back when we had 13 weeks of fantasy football regular season, we played each other one time exactly. So that's when we used the head-to-head. As soon as the NFL changed and added the extra matchup, we switched up. I think we tried it and it didn't work out. So we voted
like-
against it. Now it's points final.
Last year,
Is your
me
tiebreaker.
and Oscar were tied for the final playoff spot. I beat Oscar, but I didn't have more points than Oscar, so Oscar got into the playoffs and I didn't. So it's it's points scored. That way, it's a whole season who's shittier,
Right.
which I think is
Yep.
more fair than even though it sucks. I fucking
Even though
beat
you get
Diego,
lucky.
right? Like, 'cause I think it's as a whole, I think it's the smart thing
Yeah.
to do for both playoffs, seedings, and it's just easier to just be like, well, he scored more points
Yeah,
for
but
every.
it's
standing.
fun from a rivalry standpoint and having grudge matches. That makes it fun. But yeah, I agree.
But at
It's
the end
more
of the
fair
year,
to look at your
points.
points scored.
Got it.
Did Ruthless Toothless trade his way into a good team, or did he just have a good week?
He had a good week. I think Mark Andrews just showed up. I mean, he's not anybody that you wouldn't start if you had him. So I'm glad that he at least flexed him. But I mean, all his top performers were on Baltimore. They go up against KC next week, don't they?
No, the Vikings are against the Chiefs, I believe.
Oh, well, whenever they
going
have
against
a bad game, he's going to have a bad week. And I don't know. I mean, looking at his team right now, besides Justice Hill and Cam Akers, I mean, yeah, why not? Let's go. He's got some
Also,
good
I'll
bench.
let you guys in on a little something. Me and AJ Thursday night at about 4:30. This close to doing a major blockbuster, and I fucking didn't because David Montgomery was gonna go to AJ, and thank God I didn't. So far, thank God I didn't. But so AJ's not done. I know AJ's not done fucking tinkering. He's like a mad scientist in his lab. He's not done. I know he's exploring. He's
Well,
dropping kickers, dropping defenses, and picking new ones up every week. So he's just gonna tinker his way.
I
Well,
mean,
he
you just have
should.
to take a
His
look at his
depth is
running
not
back
it.
situation, and that tells you the whole story. Yeah, his
Yep.
team is in dire need of a running back. He's got Justice Hill and Jerick McKinnon. That's not going to get it done.
Because Jerick McKinnon, I'm sure he'll drop at some point, and then Jerick McKinnon will score points, and then AJ will pick him up, and then Jerick McKinnon won't score points, and then he'll drop. So it's just like a little, like a seesaw with McKinnon and AJ.
Yeah.
It's a love-hate relationship.
Well, he's
So,
holding on to tight ends. At least one of them he thinks is going to be trade bait. And I don't know if Hunter Henry's going to go anywhere, but I mean, like, he's using up some slot space for a potential trade down the line, and it's going to be at least containing one of his tight ends. And so the question is like, are you, if you're AJ, are you not looking at the waiver wire? Are you just hanging on to a streamable, tradable tight end until somebody in the league picks up somebody that you like, that you can make some a barter with, or what? Because having three tight ends on your roster, I don't know if that's the move. Even if they
Not
are
only that,
Florida
it's
and
trade
Mark
bait.
Andrews.
dude, not only that, he has Garrett Wilson and Tyler Lockett on his bench,
Mhm.
and he's got a lot of trade stuff to fill
I
out a
agree.
roster. A lot.
I agree.
You're right, because I mean, three
Yeah,
tight
you
ends.
gotta-
I have one. So as soon as
Same.
Kittle goes on bye, I'm on the waiver wire for some scrub. So
And that's when these things it gets interesting, because at some point he's going to be plagued by bye weeks, especially whenever the Ravens have theirs. And so he's got talent on his roster. These guys are giving points, but they're just sitting on this bench. And if he doesn't move them now, he's going to have to drop some of them. He's going to
Well, he's going to have to make a
Push him
decision
to
this
shove.
week if he wants to play defense. If he's going to go zero defense, which I know he might be a little, trigger. I don't know how he feels about defenses right now. They've done him dirty, but he doesn't have anybody that I don't see anything on that thing. So he's going to have to make a decision in the near future about, like you said, Samson, when those bye weeks hit, man, I don't know, who do you drop?
interesting. And then Danny, he didn't maximize his points, but he did choose properly most of the time. Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence is going to be an interesting decision for him every week, because Justin Fields finally had a good game, and Trevor Lawrence has not been as good as last year. I think his biggest handcuff is that he's stuck with Najee Harris as his RB1, and Najee Harris has just not been an RB1 in fantasy football. Maybe he's good for the team, but I think Danny has options. I don't think his record. I don't think his team is as bad as 1-3. But I mean, I beat him by 2 points. That could have been easily a second win. So I don't know about you guys think. I think Danny will be okay. I don't think he's going to win the thing, but I don't know if he's beer bitch material in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. Looking at his team right now, I mean, he's got the 1 and 2 in Pittsburgh as far as running back. I mean, White is on a bye, so I get why he put Warren in there. But I don't know, dude. It's like Justin Fields. What do you do with him? Like last week, you were ready to drop him. This week is giving you hope, but what's going to happen? What's going to happen next week? I mean, his problem, to your point, is who does he want to play? Yeah. And that's nerve-wracking.
Well, that's the shit that AJ's in the exact same boat. Like, who do I play this week? And that's even harder than like not having guys to play, because that means you're gonna fuck up probably. That's like to get it 100% right is difficult.
Absolutely, but you can take your educated guesses by the matchup. So you look at Justin Fields playing Denver. That's a smash play. You play that guy, and he gives you 28 fucking points.
Yeah. So finally, we got here. It was about time we got here. Smoke Daddy loses, falls to 1-3. Panic level 3. You gave him his first win. He did put up some points. 119. Samson, take it away.
I mean, in typical Richard fashion, I'm gonna talk about my matchup in Richard fashion. Of course, Chicago fucking shows up in this game. Of course, they're gonna put smash points against me this week. He's got DJ Moore 23 going off. Yep. Cole Kmet, the fuck?
Cole Kmet,
get out of here! Almost 30 points. So
they were playing the Broncos. They were playing the Broncos.
Yeah, they were. And then Khalil Herbert on his bench. If you would have played him, that's another 20 fucking smackers right there. So his Bears got him over 70 points almost on his roster. So yes, they're playing the Broncos, but of course I play fucking Richard when the Bears are playing the fucking Broncos. Well, so I didn't score many points. I mean, I have a solid floor. So I'm not happy with my performance this week or any week this season so far. But I've been scoring, I'm not the lowest scorer and I'm not the second lowest scorer every week. I'm scoring decent floor. It's just I haven't had a week where I go off. I haven't scored 100 points. And a lot of that is attributed to the struggles of Joe Burrow. I've been 1-3 before. I don't think I've ever been at the bottom. I don't remember ever being at the bottom of the league standings. But it definitely started 1-3 before. But
you are you haven't been the lowest scorer in a week, but you are the lowest scorer of the season.
Yeah, that's because fantasy is volatile. You fluctuate. I haven't fluctuated.
I'm just telling you,
I've been scoring 80 fucking points every week.
If you keep Kyle Pitts, you're just not accepting it.
Maybe are you thinking about calling AJ? Are you thinking about taking one of those tight ends from AJ?
I tried. I sent him a trade offer. He didn't like it. Okay. I mean, there was no counter offer. There's nothing. They're just like, I don't need that. Okay. All right. Goodbye. You don't want to talk. It is what it is. So obviously Kyle Pitts was not like this crazy investment like last year. Like last year he was like a third rounder. The year before that, he was a second rounder, fourth rounder, whatever. This year, I got him in the fifth. I'm not super invested in him. It's not like I fucked up my entire roster so I can have Kyle Pitts. So I'm happy with his floor. I'm okay with 4 points from him. Okay. It's the rest of the fucking team that needs to step up. And I'm looking at you, Jahmyr Gibbs, Joe Burrow.
Calvin Ridley, bro.
And Calvin Ridley, yeah. Calvin Ridley, too. I mean, he gave me 10 points. That's not what I expect. I expect some more. But
he gave it to you on one. He gave it to a few plays, and then he wasn't seen again.
Right, but do you look at majority of these players, like not just on my team, but almost like everybody's. You look around, man. This is a fantasy point starved season. With obviously there's exceptions. There's fucking Miami
Ask Jeff
Dolphins
about
players and his entire team. But
What you just said is the biggest horseshit of all time. Dude, look at the scoreboard. 120, 120, 115, 127, 122,
look at the scoreboard
142,
last season.
136.
Look at the scoreboard last season. Compare it. Seriously. Last season was like
Yeah.
one of the highest scoring fantasy seasons ever. Now,
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure we're going to have a regression. I don't think we're just going to keep breaking records. But honestly, look it up.
You look it up.
I think
All right, I'll look it up.
You back up your statement.
I'll back it up. Yeah. I mean, just
Are
to-
you
just to
regretting
close
all
up
of
here.
your Falcon themed picks right now?
No,
'Cause Calvin
I
Ridley
regret
is a
nothing
Falcon
with
themed pick.
John Robinson. You're counting if you're counting Ridley in that, which
I am.
I wouldn't. I would not count him. Algier, he's just a safety pick. I have to protect my high investment in Bijan.
Yeah.
I hate that I have to waste the roster spot on him, but I have to. He's
That's
too
smart.
good. He's too good. And Bijan, I don't think he's going to get injured. I'm sure I'm jinxing myself, but I'm a risk averse type person, so I have to hold on to him. Jahmyr Gibbs, the Falcons players. Pitts, obviously, I already talked about him, but
Mhm.
that's it. Well, who else do I have?
All right. Those three.
Well,
Joe
Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's hurting you a lot.
Yeah, no, but we're talking about Falcons specifically.
Oh,
But yeah,
yeah,
Joe Burrow.
okay.
Joe Burrow. I mentioned before in the past. Yes, it sucks that he's doing this to me right now, but he's a guy that starts slow every year. That's just who he is. And this year, he's hurt. He's playing hurt, so it's adding on to that. So long term, like if you're asking me if I'm concerned about my team, no. Long term, and I'm trying. I know I don't sound humble here when I'm in fucking last place, but I did draft a team that I was concerned with their level of experience, and it's showing. They're
You have a little
they're
goat.
firing off slow.
You have a little goat in parentheses under Kyle Pitts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, how was
I
Bijan
do.
Robinson's Dijon mustard?
It's really good. I mean, it's fucking.
I hate
Dijon
Dijon mustard. It's disgusting.
Oh, really?
Oh, dude,
I like
come
it.
on.
I like it. It's not something that's blowing me away. I'll be honest with you, but it's really good. Like I have zero complaints. I don't have the
So
I don't have the
just like
palate for
the
Dijon
Bijan
mustard
Robinson
to-
pick.
Yeah.
So just like the pick, it's not blowing me away. It's good, but it's,
Yeah.
no complaints.
It's not giving me McCaffrey numbers, but
Yeah. All right, Sam.
Yeah.
Let's fucking get real quick because we're already almost an hour in, and I got to go to dinner with the wife. Here's the beer bitch race. There's a lot of teams in the beer bitch
Mhm.
race through 4 weeks of the season. Fired up. Shout out, Danny. You're the top of the worst. 1-3. Panic level 3. 1-3. Saka Ride. 1-3. Ruthless Toothless. 1-3. Team Ortiz. 1-3. And yours, Commissioner Smoke Daddy. 1-3. Do you? Okay, there's 4 of us here. I'll put this back on the screen. I'll take a vote. Of these 6 teams, who would you like to see the beer bitch the most?
Team Ortiz, 100%. Dude, look at his man. You gotta look at his team.
No, I'm saying like who do you want to see as the beer bitch the most? Not whose team do you think is the worst. That's a very
Ortiz.
different question.
Team Ortiz.
Team Ortiz.
Same
Okay.
answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because I think Ivan texted me this like a few weeks ago, and I can't remember who he said who he wants to see. Richard. We're like, wouldn't Richard be like fucking hilarious? And I was like, honestly, dude, I think if you polled the entire league, everybody want to see Samson. I really think everybody would want to see
Hey,
Samson.
why are you leading the witness here?
I'm saying that's my vote.
I would like to see Dante. It would
that's you.
it would be a nice little completion in the beer bitch Romero just universe.
The Holy Trinity.
Yeah, the Holy Trinity. And quite honestly, I just kind of want to see him fall from grace. It's a little bit of that. No, I love Dante. No hate on him, but
Yeah.
he won his first year. It would be beautiful for him to lose a second.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we got some foreshadowing at the draft when he literally fell into the planter box. Like maybe that could be a little foreshadowing. All
Hey,
right,
by the
dude.
way, everybody, it's not
Yeah.
personal. Jeez, it's
It's
not
not
personal.
personal. No,
Don't
it's
leave the
not
group,
personal.
Dante.
Wait, what did the commission say? What do you want to say?
Oh,
Oh, I thought
I'm
he
not
said
voting.
Ortiz. My bad.
I'm not voting. No, I did not. I did say Ortiz. I was speaking for Diego. No,
Okay.
I don't. I want nothing but love for everybody. I don't want anybody to be the
That's
weird
some
one.
good reverse karma right there. It's time for chugs of the week.
Chugs of the week.
All right, Sam.
Sorry, that's me.
By the way, I also have mad fucking anger towards my 1-star rating last week.
Well, listen, we're gonna turn it around this week. If you have a quick break, in your chug, that's an automatic 1-star. I'll just put it to you that way.
Damn, dude, is this what is that? That's a Kona or Maui?
That's
What?
Kona, I forgot. It's like a porter, I think.
Yeah. Damn, Rich.
Yeah, he loves his Kona beers. So this is I put this together just a few minutes
A
before.
lot of
the podcast.
bitching on this app.
There was a lot of bitching on this app.
Time
For
to change
sure.
the vibes on this app. Let's fucking do it. Got a
Taylor
better
Swift in
game
the
going
background.
on, huh, boys?
Why did
Cheers.
you-
Salud, bitches. It's gonna be a terrible chug. It's so cold.
Out of a can.
By the way, should I mute it so we can talk
Hey,
over it?
Patty, why did you check? I forgot.
Because the vibes were terrible. I was trying to change the vibes on the thread.
So the only chug that was like on the line by the fantasy bylaws was Richards because they lost to the Broncos. There you go,
5-star.
Patty.
It
There
wasn't
you
even a
go.
wide mouth. Whoa, did that just happen?
Hey,
Damn, who's that handsome devil?
God damn.
What were you cooking?
Well, I was prepping the grill for some steaks.
Nice.
Yeah.
does your
Hell
apron have your initials on it?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
JL? Oh,
Yep. It was
sweet.
a nice little Father's Day gift from the
Nice.
kiddos and the lady.
Goals.
5-star.
But that
Yeah,
was
these Diego,
Patty
these
inspired.
chugs. Yeah, these chugs, Diego, were just because the vibes were terrible that on Sunday.
Yeah.
Terrible.
So there was a lot of complaining and a lot of discussion about whether somebody should chug a beer. So people just started chugging beers.
Yeah.
And,
Proud of us.
this is a chug train. Not everybody participated. And
He had a
not
brain freeze. I
everybody.
didn't even notice that. He fucking went like this.
He always does.
That's
Dude, I love
hilarious.
Oscar's chugs. For some reason, they're.
They're
wait.
like,
What
Wait,
did
that
he
was good what he said.
What did he say?
A lot of complaining by the Romeros or something like that.
Yeah. Wait, go.
Andan muy sensitive los Romeros, ¿eh? Muy sensitive.
Oh, that's
foreshadowing.
great. Oh man.
It's just beer, bitches.
Cheers, boys.
That's great.
Yeah, nice little cheers.
That's a
from our boy
dark beer to
Alan.
chug too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a
Out
Martian.
of a stein,
Martian.
too.
Is that a Cobra Kai shirt?
What's up, guys? Listen, as your commissioner, I feel compelled to chime in here in this situation, and I really only have one thing to say to you guys.
By the way, did you steal that glass from your grandma's fucking cabinet?
Don't hate on the crystal.
And that
man.
is
Oh, that's great.
make fantasy fun again.
I like
Yeah.
it. We're
Hey.
making red hats.
Yeah.
How
All
do I
right.
get out of this
And
swamp?
now, because today sucked a lot, when you lose a member on the threads, I think that's a terrible day. So, as the official vibes commissioner that I officially named myself, let's do it again.
Oh,
yeah. Better week.
baby.
Let's do a better
Right.
week. No more bitching. No more complaining. Let's make this
can't
shit
do that.
fun again, boys. Like
I'm
Sam
at a
said.
brewery, but right now I just want to watch this. I'll send mine
Yeah.
later.
Nice.
Diego for the
Let's
Romeros.
go.
For Danny.
Oh my god.
Yeah, baby.
Oh,
Let's go.
Chris, you're good.
And for Alex Way. This is for Danny and Alex Way.
Oh, it's so much easier to chug a beer when it's not ice cold.
It is ice cold.
Chris.
Mine was sitting here for 54 minutes. Perfect temperature.
Damn, should I step away and grab a beer?
No, I have to send mine right now in a bit. I'm holding up an
All
offer.
right.
Ah. It had to be done. We had to change the vibes. We needed good vibes going forward. Week 5. Let's make
Live
this
it
shit
up,
fun
Diego.
again.
Let's
Make it
go.
a Bro,
And if you
family.
watch
Let's
this,
go.
I miss you already, Danny. Come back.
Let's
All right,
go, Danny
fellas,
boy.
I gotta hop off,
We
but
need
you. Me
but
too.
you know what, Alex, Diego, you have set the tone, and soon to come.
Wait, Wait, well, Jeff, see ya. But before we leave, we have a question from one of our live listeners.
Oh.
How many beer chugs on the line this week? Can we do the math here real quick? Week 5.
Later,
And
Jeff.
NFL matchups.
My internet's so slow. What the fuck?
Will the Vikings play Eagles?
Chiefs. I
Oh.
think.
True.
Yeah. Let's see.
Let's just go to the
Chicago,
run your
Washington, Jackson, Atlanta,
to the run your
Houston.
pool.
Carolina,
Chev versus Victor. Cowboys
Chev
Niners
versus
Sunday
Victor.
night.
Cowboys, Niners. That
And
was
that's
a
it.
loaded question. He knew.
That's it.
He fucking knew already before he asked
Mhm.
us. That son of a bitch.
And the
Shay
low
and
score
Victor
chugs.
going
So
at
2.
it. And the low score
right.
chug. Yeah. So 2 beers. Shout out. All right. We're
I
done.
checked
Good show, boys. Danny, please come back
Later.
She's not even watching this.
later.